Hello guys, welcome to this new Adobe Photoshop tutorial. This time it is something like this. I was playing Zenless Zone 0 and thought why not make a design. So here I am with header design. Alright, let's get straight in it. Okay, first thing, go to File, then New. Change the width to 3000, height to 1000 and resolution 300 pixel per inch and change the background color to white and press Create. You can change the project name too. Alright, our board is created. First, you need a couple of pictures. I have this picture of her. Just drag and drop into Photoshop. I'm changing the layer's name to Render 1. Press Ctrl T to get this box and change the size. You can place her wherever you feel like. I am placing her around here. Okay, whenever you're done, press this little right arrow. Wait, I am seeing noise in the render, so I'm going to fix it. Okay, for that I'm using Camera Raw filter. I'm going to pop out the noise reduction and color noise reduction as well. Alright, select this little icon and select solid color. I'm going to change the color to something from white side. Don't worry, I will mention the color code. This will be our background color and we will call this layer BG. We don't need this layer mask. Select the polygon lasso tool. If you don't have this, then right click on the tool so you will see the polygon lasso tool. Now make the selection, something like this on right side. Make sure you have this color on foreground. Color is mentioned on the screen. But first we need a new layer. For that, click on this little plus icon. Now press Alt plus backspace to fill the color and we will call this layer right side. Now select the text tool and type your name. For the tutorial purpose, I'm typing this name. I have changed the text color, same as the background color. Font is called Go Bold. If possible, I will provide the font link, so make sure you go through description. If you're wondering how I put the text in middle, then select Move tool and press Ctrl A, so those options will highlight, and press middle one to put the text in center. Holding the Alt key, drag the text layer, so you will get a copy of text and put that copy below the render one. Now, double click on that T icon and change the text and put that on the left side. Also change the color as well. This time it is a blue one. I'm mentioning it on the screen. Press Ctrl T and make the text bigger and place it where it looks good. Okay, something like this. Make sure it is placed in center. I have placed the one letter behind the render and it gives a nice feel. So if you'd like, you can go with that. Press Ctrl J to duplicate the layer and place it above the render 1 layer. Change that text color. I am choosing that color from her picture. It is always a good choice to select the color from whichever picture you are working. Now, double click on that T icon and change the text. This time, I am going with Boomboya font. You can go with a different font which looks similar to this. Place it behind the main text. If it's necessary, change the font size. Also make sure that this text is behind the main text and in middle as well. Okay, double click on the main text layer and give it a drop shadow. Colors black. On multiply blending mode, I have lowered the opacity and increased the softness by increasing the size value. Okay, bring the second render into the Photoshop and put it behind the main render. We will call this render 2. Click on that little camera icon so you can add the layer mask and select the brush tool. You can increase the brush size by holding Alt key and right mouse button, then drag the mouse to left to right to change the size, and upwards and downwards to change the brush hardness. Make sure color is set to black and paint on the parts that are unnecessary. I gave the black to white gradient map on render 2. I'm sorry this part didn't get recorded. If you want to do that, then press on this icon and choose gradient map. Make sure the color is black to white and clip that G map to render 2 layer. Now make a new layer above the right side layer and select polygon lasso tool and make this kind of shape. Fill the color with Alt backspace and repeat the same process again. Now bring any picture above that shape and with holding Alt key, clip it on those shape. Before moving ahead, I have a request. If you learned something new, make sure you like this video and subscribe for learning new things. Now, select the circle icon and give a gradient map. Also, don't forget to clip it on the new picture you just added. Using Move tool, you can move the picture inside the shape. Now, bring the second picture and place it above the top shape you created earlier. I am repeating the same process as earlier, so I am going to speed this part. Now bring that shape layer on top, remove the fill, double click on that layer and give a red outline stroke. Now, go to Filter, Distort and Zigzag. You can use these values, but you can experiment however you like. Okay, so you have to repeat the same thing again on the different shape. Now copy the main text and place it below. Remove the drop shadow and change the color. I'm going with red. Okay, now press Ctrl T and turn the text. Also make it bigger and place it around bottom right side. If you'd like, you can change the content of the text layer. Now I'm just duplicating the text and placing them where they will look good. You can do the same. I am speeding up this part. For this text, I have changed its color to blue and place it below every text. Now make a copy of that text and place it somewhere on top. I have also changed the content of that text layer and gave it red color. Press Ctrl J to duplicate. Double click on that layer and give it a red inside stroke. Also remove the fill. Now you just have to do the same on the different one, but this time color of the stroke will be blue. Okay, select that text, give it a layer mask and select brush tool. Right click on artboard and select soft round brush. Also change the hardness of the brush. Make sure color is set to black and paint on the top part of the text. Do the same on that red text also. This time paint on the bottom part of the text. Okay, now change the foreground color to blue and background color to that white color. I am mentioning the color code on screen. We're going to make the halftone pattern. For that, it needs the contrast between those two colors. So make sure both color has good contrast ratio. Copy that shape and place it on top. Now go to Filter, Filter Gallery, and there you will find this halftone pattern inside the sketch division. You can play around these values to see which will look good. I am going with the size of 1 and contrast of 24. Okay, here we have this pattern. Now you just have to decrease the opacity where picture is also visible and pattern as well. You can change the blending mode as well. I went with the soft light blending mode. Again, you have to repeat for other shape, from copying to Filter Gallery and the opacity. I did the same with render too. For that, copy the layer, right-click on that layer and select Rasterize Layer. Right-click on the mask and select Apply Layer Mask. Now place that layer on top of Gmap and apply the halftone effect. Now, bring another picture and clip it on the right side of the background. Also, give a gradient map with one color same as background. Change the opacity to your liking. Just make it as it is barely visible and the black color is still dominant. Now make a new layer. Select the brush tool and paint the bottom with same color as bottom text. I have blue at bottom and red at top, so I paint them respectively with same color. After painting, change the opacity so that the color won't spread. I have this halftone pattern at which you can easily find on Google. And yes, if you can't find it, then comment down below. Double click on that layer and choose color overlay. Give it a nice color and place that layer below those texts. Now make a new layer. Select the brush tool and paint behind the render too, so it looks like glow is coming behind the render. Remove the parts from left side and decrease the opacity. Copy that main text and change the color. Place it on the blank side of left part. Also, don't forget to remove the drop shadow. Yes, decrease the font size as well. Now increase the kerning by changing the value of this. so that the letters will look far away from each other. This style has its own charm, and I think it is good sometimes. Okay, I have these kind of stars. You can find the star images on Google and cut them using pen tool. I am going to use them as decorations. If you can't find them, then comment down below. I'll try to provide them. Until then, enjoy the music. Select all the layers by pressing Shift. Press Ctrl J to duplicate and Ctrl E to merge them. Select this marquee tool and make a selection of entire artboard. Right-click and select Layer via Cut. Now go to Camera Raw filter and apply the effects which you like the most. But the tutorial purpose, you can do the same as I did. Make a new layer above everything. Select the brush tool and dab on the artboard. You can dab as many times as you like, just don't overdo it. Turn that layer on the screen, blending mode, and play with the opacity. Make a new layer on top, and this time I am painting the top and bottom parts with blue color. Decrease the opacity to give it a subtle look. With that, we have created the design. Let me know your thoughts on this one. If you found this tutorial helpful, please make sure you like the video. And if you want to make a text design, watch this video. I will catch you guys on the next one. Till then, see ya.